What a difficult and challenging day today is. Today is the 5th anniversary of the attack on the Tree of Life Synagogue. This terrible anti-Semitic attack in which Jews were targeted just for being Jews. And it comes at the same time as Israel's ground offensive now steps up against Hamas, who only a couple of weeks ago targeted people who were in the state of Israel, mainly Jews, just for being Jews. It's a very difficult, very challenging, painful time. And I want to start this pre-Shabbat message by saying, if you are struggling, please come and talk to us. We're here for you. Last weekend, a good number of us gathered together for coffee and care, for support, for a chance to not just engage in mindfulness as some did, but also to express the difficulty of the moment. And it is a difficult moment. It's difficult not just because of bloodshed, because we hate war. Even though, as we saw last week in Torah study, some wars are considered necessary. And we looked at the sources to explore, to give people a chance to reflect on whether or not they felt this war falls under the category of a necessary war. Even when a war may be necessary, it is still painful. We still work towards a time of peace, a time of no more war, a time of no conflict. And the challenge for us, as I mentioned in last week's sermon, is how do we get there? How do we get to a world where nation will not lift up sword against nation anymore? Do we do so by always laying down arms and seeking a peaceful solution? Or do we actually have to fight for what is good and right? And who knows indeed what is good and right? What are the values that we hold? Well, we hold that terror is wrong, that deliberately targeting innocent civilians is wrong, is immoral, and must be stopped at all costs. But what does that mean at all costs? Does that mean that life for life, an eye for an eye? Some would say that leaves the world blind. Others would say some pain is necessary to bring about a world of peace. It's difficult, it's painful, and there are members of our community who hold very differing perspectives. I'm working on a ritual of pain, a ritual of acknowledging the difficulty of the moment, which I'm hoping to share with our community in the coming week or two. A chance for us to come together, not to debate, but a chance for us to come together and acknowledge our shared pain of the moment. In the meantime, there is cause to celebrate. And it's really important for us in the Jewish community to come together, even in dark times, to celebrate. A bat mitzvah ceremony tomorrow, a wonderful bat mitzvah tomorrow. Kabbalat Shabbat tonight, where the sermon is about how to engage, how to hold difference of opinion. The importance of dialogue, especially with those with whom we disagree. And our Torah study tomorrow is on Pidyon Shvuyim, the redemption of captives. How far do we need to go to redeem hostages? Just like last week's Torah study, my hope is that this is a Torah study that enables you to make an informed Jewish perspective on what is happening at the moment. And I invite you also to join us for our Introduction to Reform Judaism course on Sunday, which is on Zoom, just like tomorrow's Torah study is on Zoom. And that's all about celebrating life, looking at Jewish rituals from birth all the way up to bar and bat mitzvah, to see how we celebrate our young people, to see the differing ways in which we've celebrated young people over the ages. So even though this is a challenging day, and even though this is a dark time of war, nonetheless, there is strength and power in community, in supporting each other. There's an opportunity to come together, to rest, to celebrate Shabbat together, to be in community without the politics, without any difference of opinion, to be able to sit together and say, we're here because we're Jews. And tomorrow morning, to gather together, to say we're here to celebrate Shabbat and another wonderful bat mitzvah in our community. We encourage you to join us so that we can sit together as one in community. And I wish you Shabbat Shalom.